inhabit this planet and sustain life, we've got to be responsible. And the professions that we are related with, everything that we do in day-to-day life, not just professionally, it tends to have an adverse reaction on the planet. If we can just mitigate our footprint. Now, in our lighting industry, metal, LED, display, there are so many components that get into it. You've just got to be more conscious. The life of a LED is supposed to be 20 years. We end up refurbishing that space well before that. So how do we get to allow that LED chip to live its entire life? So those are things we've got to address.
Hello everyone, this is Amardeep Dugar signing in for the VLD Community. This time around we are again in Dubai at the Light Middle East, and today we have a very special guest with us. Maneck, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi everyone, my name is Maneck Tandon. I'm an architectural lighting designer and a big fan of the community. I'm glad to be here. Thank you.
Thank you, Maneck. So is this your first time at Light Middle East?
Yes.
Okay.
First time I'm attending.
Okay, and what do you think about this as a fair? You've attended Frankfurt, I presume. So, and how?
Well, slightly smaller in scale, but it's got tremendous potential. The speaker lineup has been brilliant. I've really had fun 1.5 days that I've attended so far.
At the Think Light Forum?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Just the quality of speakers, the content, and the issues that are being addressed are very relevant. So yeah, it's a win-win, and plus you get to see some new products, meet up with some manufacturers.
So this year's theme is about responsibility. Now you're an architect, you're a lighting designer. Where does this whole thing about responsibility come in? I mean, do you still practice architecture or just doing lighting design?
Very, very, very minimal architecture, more focused on lighting, but the odd client comes back to me as for architectural advice. Happy to help them out.
Okay, so what is your take on responsibility?
I think this is the only planet we have that we are currently inhabiting, mercifully.
Yeah.
So we've got to be aware of it.
Yes.
It's not just the need of the hour, people just keep saying that, but we really have to, if we want to continue to inhabit this planet and sustain life, we've got to be responsible. And the professions that we are related with, everything that we do in day-to-day life, not just professionally, it tends to have an adverse reaction on the planet. If we can just mitigate our footprint. Construction industry in general, it's got challenges. The moment you break ground, you're already meddling around with what was nature.
Yeah.
So whether it's earthworms or chopping off trees, birds, insects, everything has an impact. Now, in our lighting industry, metal, LED, display, there are so many components that get into it. We've just got to be more conscious, and we were having that discussion yesterday about how each component, how long it takes, and if the life of an LED is supposed to be 20 years, we end up refurbishing that space well before that. So how do we get to allow that LED chip to live its entire life? So those are things we've got to address.
Yeah. So it's not just about energy savings anymore, right? There's so many other components.
That's just a very, very tunnel vision approach to it.
Yeah.
There's so much more to it, which we've got to address.
Okay. Yeah, that's true. That's very true, because I mean, the lighting industry is so just talking to each other. We need to really start widening and broadening our scope. Look at
we're just a small cog.
Yeah.
And I can't say that, hey, my lighting is brilliant and sustainable, and so it's a good project. You've got to look at the big picture, and while we're looking at the big picture, you can't miss the woods for the trees and vice versa.
Exactly. That's definitely the thing. And when now we're talking about the community as a whole. Have you heard of the virtual lighting design community before?
Absolutely.
Are you a member?
Proud member.
Oh, fantastic! That's really good. So, what do you think about this community? How long have you been a member, and what are the things that you've liked, or what things can be improved about the community?
So, I haven't been a member too long.
Okay.
Been a few months.
Okay.
But I think almost a year now, maybe.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a great community. It's a great platform. The idea that content is being put out there and we can have conversations with designers and other members of the community, I think that's great. And it just makes it more accessible. And that's what I think, right? It has to be inclusive, which is something the community is doing. So,
That's the idea of starting this whole community. We're striving to get this whole thing together.
Yeah.
But any tips for how to make this a little bit more better in terms of interaction? We are always constantly wanting feedback, and more best is feedback from members, because then it's always a great thing.
To be honest, I haven't found anything adverse or anything that I'd say needs to be improved, or if I was in control I'd do something different. None of that. I think you guys are doing a splendid job.
Thank you very much.
And happy to be a part of it and to contribute as well.
Thank you so much. And if I'm to be a little bit more self-critical, what we are really now trying to look at our allied industry members to come and encourage them to become a part of this. So that imagine you're an architect and a lighting designer. It will be great if you have a few more architects coming and joining this community, having this conversation, or a few engineers coming and joining this community.
Absolutely. I mean, the idea is to get the community together.
Yes.
And more stakeholders, because very often we might end up being an echo chamber, repeating the same things, and you need an outside voice or someone who's not directly involved to step in and make, it course correction if required. Can be done, or just new infusion of new ideas.
We don't want to be living in a silo, do we?
Exactly.
Great. Thank you so much for your inputs, Maneck.
My pleasure.
And it'll be good to see you as one of the next thought leaders for this.
Looking forward to that.
Thank you.
Pleasure. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.